Now listen me carefully, because what I'm about to tell you is something 99% of people will never understand. And that's exactly why they stay average their entire lives. There's a certain kind of person in this world who doesn't rise by motivation, luck, or talent. He rises because no one ever sees him coming. He walks into a room, and every loud, confident, overexpressive person automatically assumes they're above him. And that single assumption becomes their biggest mistake. Because by the time they realize who he actually is, it's already too late. He has read them, mapped them, predicted them, and quietly positioned himself 3 steps ahead. And that's the exact architecture behind becoming the real-life Ayanokoji. Not the fantasy version, not the overpowered cliché, but the version that exists in reality. The one who wins because everyone else is too busy performing while he's busy preparing. You don't start by acting cold. You start by killing the version of you that's addicted to being understood. The moment you stop chasing validation, your entire identity becomes lighter. You stop defending your flaws, your pride, your self-image. You look at yourself like an engineer looks at a machine. What part is outdated? What part needs upgrading? What part needs scrapping completely? Ayanokoji's power doesn't come from being heartless. It comes from being unattached. He can wear any identity because he has stopped worshipping one. When someone tries to provoke you, instead of reacting, you switch personas like changing gloves. Neutral, calm, unreadable. They push harder, and you stay still. And stillness makes insecure people nervous. That's when they start revealing themselves. That's where your advantage begins. But to reach that level, your emotional system must be reprogrammed. You stop treating emotions like commands. You treat them like weather updates. Anger incoming, doubt rising, fear at 20%. That's it. You're aware, but you're not controlled. You want to train like Ayanokoji? Learn emotional labeling. 1 minute a day. Notice the feeling. Name it. Breathe twice. Act opposite to its demand. You do this long enough and suddenly your impulses lose their power. You no longer argue out of anger, apologize out of guilt, or give up out of fear. Your emotions become data, and data, when read correctly, makes you untouchable. Then comes the move most people never master: strategic invisibility. Real power isn't loud, it's unnoticed. Ayanokoji wins because he makes himself forgettable. He doesn't chase attention, he uses it. He studies the room while the room ignores him. And in real life, that's your greatest weapon, letting people think you're harmless. You sit quietly, watch how they talk, how they react, where their ego flares, what triggers their pride. You let them underestimate you because underestimation creates openings that strength never can. The quietest person in the room becomes the only one seeing the full board. And once you see the board, influence becomes easy. Ayanokoji never forces people. He guides them toward what they already want. That's real manipulation, aligning your goal with their desire. You listen to the motive behind their words. You frame your suggestion as the shortcut to their outcome. You speak with calm authority because calmness feels like certainty. Suddenly, people start trusting you without realizing why. They think the idea was theirs. They move the way you want them to move, and they never question it. Not because you're controlling them, but because you're understanding them better than they understand themselves. But here's where most people fail. They train for aesthetics. Ayanokoji trains for outcomes. You want his level of precision? Build micro skills that actually matter. Learn observational journaling. 3 objective facts every day. Practice a single neutral reply line until it's reflex. Set memory anchors for names. These tiny habits give you an unfair edge in every interaction. Most people try to look impressive. You focus on being effective. The difference is massive. And the deeper you go, the more critical compartmentalization becomes. You stop leaking dreams. You stop explaining intentions. You stop narrating your self-improvement journey. You divide your life into layers. What they think you're doing, what they see you doing, and what you're actually doing. And you never let anyone access the innermost layer. When someone tries to extract information, you redirect softly. When someone asks what your plan is, you give them the version that keeps you unpredictable. Mystery isn't created by acting mysterious. It's created by giving people nothing to decode. Under all of this lies the mindset that truly separates you from everyone else. Outcome first thinking. Before every action, you evaluate. Does this move push me forward or expose me? That's why Ayanokoji is dangerous. He doesn't act out of emotion, pride, or impulse. He acts only when the outcome demands it. Sometimes the strongest move is silence. Sometimes it's stepping back. Sometimes it's letting someone think they've won because their victory puts you in the perfect position to win later. That's not cowardice. That's calibration. And when all these layers harden inside you, you stop living like a character in a chaotic world and start living like the architect of your own map. You see people's intentions before their words. You predict reactions before they speak. You move with a kind of quiet certainty that intimidates without trying. That's when you become the real-life Ayanokoji, not by imitating his coldness, but by mastering the psychology, the restraint, the observation, the neutrality, and the internal engineering that created him. Most people spend their entire lives trying to convince the world they're strong. You become the kind of person the world can't measure until you've already won. That's the real blueprint.